So good morning, everybody, and welcome. My name is Shelley Wallace, and I am the owner of Shelley Wallace Vitality Coaching. And I am here with Amy Raystrick. Amy is a natural healthcare practitioner and the owner of River's Edge Wellness in Belleville, Ontario. So we are going to be chatting this morning about, Amy is an expert in natural health and in physical well-being. So she's going to be sharing some tips with all of us this morning on how you can boost your immunity, both in your physical well-being, but also in your mindset. Amy is an incredibly resilient woman, and I'm so excited to have her here with me this morning so that she can share some of her wisdom with all of us. So welcome, Amy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's such a pleasure to have you here. So why don't we start with you introducing yourself to everyone. Tell us a little bit about your story and why you do what you do.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to connect with you and be here with Shelley this morning. Again, my name is Amy, and I'm owner of River's Edge Wellness. I opened my River's Edge Wellness clinic in 2007 and have been practicing as a practitioner with clients ever since. Love my work, love my relationships, very, very passionate about natural health. I hold over 300 top quality vitamins, minerals, nutritional supplements, protein, anything to do with your health, boosting your immune system, combating viruses, fungus, bacteria, infections. I work with it all. I often joke.
I see you have the latest trend to collagen on your back shelf there. Yes. Yes, I'm reading a lot about collagen right now.
Yeah, that's certainly been the buzzword around, and yeah, we carry the best, only the best. And so I am I joke, your head to toe, your gums to bums specialist for any of your health needs.
Gums to bums. I love that. It creates a really vivid image. I love it. So tell us a little bit about your journey. What led you into, what sparked this passion for you in natural health?
So my first career was teaching. And when I had my daughter, at a year old, she came down with a very debilitating ear infection. And it was 6 months of frustration, struggles, doctor's visits, antibiotics. And in that time, her health all across the board just kept getting worse and worse. and her health and her body was just showing so many symptoms. And
so
I just
painful.
wasn't getting anywhere. Pardon me?
So painful, like those ear infections.
They were excruciating painful, and she went from being the happiest, most beautiful, healthy, baby to one that was just miserable. And they look at you with those beautiful eyes, like, "Mom, just make me better," because they're so dependent on us. And I wasn't getting the answers that I was seeking. Something just didn't feel right to me. And I had always believed very strongly about good nutrition, and everything was homemade, and I loved to cook, and so I knew that wasn't the issue. But there was something that was missing. So as I went on my journey to just do a lot of research, I was desperate to find something that would give me the answers that I was looking for to get her health back on track. So through my research, I led into a lot of natural health stories and success stories and things like that. And that's where I turned my focus onto learning. It almost became an obsession for me. And
you were searching, right, at that point, because you had tried all the traditional remedies like antibiotics, and like you were getting to a point where it was like becoming really, really dire, right? So you were turning to your wisdom, your inner wisdom, to take you to a different path, right? Trusting that there was something else out there, is what I'm hearing.
Very much so. And sometimes I think it was just that mother's mother's intuition. I just knew something just didn't feel right. And yeah,
Right.
I've always been a get to the root, get to the answer seeker. And yeah, and I just wanted to make her better. I believed wholeheartedly that, yeah, that I could help her to get herself better. I just needed the tools and the resources to do so.
And you found them.
Sure did. Yeah.
And you never looked back.
Never
Right.
against everybody else's, yeah, you're crazy, don't go there. There was doctors involved and specialists involved, and at that point she had lost 70% hearing, and the hope for her to have any hearing restored was actually very slim to none. And yeah, the only thing wrong with her hearing now is that it's extremely selective, and I haven't found a magic remedy.
Well, now she's a teenager, so that makes perfect sense. That's right.
Yeah, maybe the car keys. That might be the magic.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so what you found was that you could find the health solutions that you were looking for in natural remedies like herbs, herbal supplements. Am I missing anything there? What else?
No, I used, a regime with her to get her better. And one of them was dealing with a lot of the fungus and candida in her system that, grew due to the use of such a long strain of it, or a long-term use of antibiotic. And dealing with that, giving her something to boost her immune system, a really good probiotic to replace that flora that had been destroyed. And just really looking at her diet and addressing, a few concerns that I felt with food allergies. It was also contributing and triggering the inflammation in her body.
Wow, what a powerful journey. And so from that time of crisis, like this was a crisis that was happening with your baby girl, from that time of crisis came this incredible learning and growth and evolution for you, because that sparked you into starting up your own business, doing something that you are passionate about and that changed not just your daughter's life, but your life as well for the better. It's amazing story of resilience and mindset, right? And looking for gifts in your challenges, because I'm sure managing a sick baby who is in pain, like you said, the amount of pressure that we would be putting on ourselves, and for you to have the strength to think, okay, I've got to figure this out, and I'm going to focus on learning and moving us forward, is just really inspirational to me. So thank you for sharing that, because I think it's really powerful. I also think it connects to what we're going through right now, because right now we're in the midst of a global pandemic, like a world crisis. Like, who could have ever predicted this? I don't know. Well, I guess some people did, because I have noticed that there have been some posts on Facebook around, some people did predict this, but most of us going through our day-to-day lives would never have expected that we would be encountering this set of challenges that we're currently faced with. So as a business owner, and as a mom and as a woman, what are some of the things that you're turning to right now to keep your mindset strong and to boost your resiliency and your immunity, physical immunity and your spiritual and mindset immunity?
I have a huge amount of faith, and I think that the more faith that you can, that you have, it kind of counteracts that fear. It's I really depend and rely on that. Some of the other things that I'm doing is trying to. I'm a real planner. I like to have a plan in my daily schedule. And I think it's important when we're juggling, all kinds of balls in the air, that we dedicate a little bit of time to each bucket we're trying to fill. And So I think that setting a plan, you know, and I do it day by day, because is every day is kind of holds its own uncertainty. So yeah, I
Right.
find that being intentional and having a plan, setting focus on those buckets that we need to fill, and also including our own bucket with our own self-care, because we can't give from an empty cup. So I feel it's very important that we recognize our own needs, both physically, emotionally, spiritually, and we do something every day to honor that and to fill back
Mm.
into our bucket, so we can continue to give and serve to the rest of our members of our family. And yeah.
I think that the power of intention is huge. As you know, we know each other and know that we are similar in that respect. And so I love that. I think like what I'm hearing from clients and in conversations with other business owners, especially women, and I don't mean this in any way to be sexist, but really, I mean, historically, women have carried a lot of the load around managing home, managing the emotional well-being of our families, as well as working and so on. So we've always been juggling these different roles, but now additional roles have been thrown at us unexpectedly, like becoming a teacher to our kids who are now home while trying to parent our kids who are home. We're all together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which is a big change. And then also, if you're a business owner, maybe you're trying to run your business, maybe you're trying to pivot your business, or maybe you're grieving right now because your business is not operating, and you're grieving, but you're still having to do these other things. Or maybe you're working from home. So now you're home based in your career and you're trying to work, you're trying to parent, you're trying to teach, you're trying to manage emotions, you're trying to run your household and so on. So never have we been, before we were kind of doing this juggling act, now all of these things are kind of converging on us at the same time, like simultaneously. You got to be all these things at once, right? Which I don't think is humanly possible. So I love what you said about like put some structure and order in your day, have some routines that you can, rely on, but also think about like, those buckets, right? So I'm not going to be able to do it all. So what are 3 things that I'm going to focus on? And then what am I going to do? What's one thing I'm going to do each day? And I loved what you said. That was this finger. I loved what you said. The third thing you said about making sure one of those buckets is yourself and self-care and self-love, right? Like just be so kind to yourself right now. Be compassionate with yourself. You don't have to be all of these things at once. You just be you and focus on, the things that are going to bring you and your family the most feeling of joy and safety and love and security. So thank you. That's brilliant. And I so identify with that. So what are some of the things that you're valuing the most right now? Or what are some of the opportunities that you're finding in the midst of all of this for you and
um,
your family?
it's been a huge opportunity for time, and that's always been, I think, the biggest struggle for years in my life. I just wish I had more time in a day, more time in a week. And yeah, this situation that has certainly allowed the time. I feel that it's allowed me personally to just take a little bit of a slower breath, a little bit of a slower walk, a slower, step, and just really be engaged and present, which is so important. I feel it's enlightened and heightened a lot of the relationships that I have with, especially with our immediate family, because we have time now to, instead of just serving in a purpose of a reaction stage,
Yes.
we're learning to communicate more, because we're all in the home together, and it's important that, how are you feeling today? What is it that's on your list that you want to do? What is it that I can serve you or help you with? And when we all have those conversations, we all seem to just be on the same page, and So that's been wonderful in our family to learn how to share some of those, just those personal deep feelings about, I feel this today, or I feel that today, or, this has set me off sometime with the home-based, school learning, or I'm just not in the mood for that today, and kind of embracing the opportunity and going day by day.
Oh my gosh. So again, I got goosebumps because just you talking about when you said it's asking them, so you're asking them, what are their buckets, right? So the people in your family, the kids, right? It doesn't matter what their age is, helping them to figure out, okay, what are the things I want to focus on today, and helping them, empowering. It's not helping, you're empowering them to think about their feelings, and express them, and empowering them to think about, okay, who do you want to be today? What intentions are you setting for yourself today? Like, I love that. Like, when have we ever had time to do that before, right? To really connect, right? And even if you're a close family and always have been, still, now that you're all under the same roof, you can either, it's the whole I create my own reality, you know how excited I get about all this stuff, right? But like, it's like you're taking this opportunity to lead your family, right? Which is so powerful, to lead them in self-discovery, to empower them to know what they want each day, right? And instead of like being in reaction mode, like you said, like just running around putting out fires and trying to check boxes off on a list that is endless right now and not humanly possible, right? So it's like, just like narrow the scope and focus on what's really important. What is the most important thing here? It's relationships again. And you bring that to your clients as well. So I want to give you an opportunity to talk about that a little bit too, because I love how you've been kind of pivoting it's not really a pivot for you, because you've always been a very heart-centered, relationship-focused practitioner, but you are using this time during COVID to deepen those connections as well. So I want to give you an opportunity to talk about that as well in the context of your business.
Yeah. So I think the time, that I have has allowed me to reach out more one-to-one with clients. I have clients that have also, a lot of them have reached out to me, some with their own fears and concerns that I can assist them with on having to keep their themselves healthy and their families healthy, but also just that deeper relationship of knowing that, again, I think it's providing the security. I don't want to use the word security, support, and maybe the affirmations that they're looking for, that this global situation doesn't have to be bigger than us. If we just focus day by day and keep ourselves healthy, both mentally, physically, that we will conquer it together.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's hugely powerful. And I've heard you say, like, you're calling your clients, right? You're texting your clients, you're emailing your clients.
Yeah.
I'm
still here, very much. I try to keep engaged and on.
Yeah, and you're here to answer their questions. If they are fearful or worried about their health, that you're here and that you have solutions behind you. You've got lots of herbal solutions, but you also have some mindset solutions, right? That are going to serve them, and also the love to give, right, to them, so that they feel that sense of connection to you and your business, even during these crazy times of social distancing. I don't like to call it social distancing. I like physical distancing, because I think what I'm seeing and hearing from people like yourself and other women out there is that right now we're actually socially bonding more in many ways than we have in the past. So yes, we have to keep our distance physically, but thank goodness for the internet. Like, thank goodness for Zoom. Thank goodness. I wish I'd bought stocks in Zoom, like if only, right? Because my goodness, like what a resource this has been. Like I haven't seen my adult kids in 6 weeks, and we're a very close family. We have at least, they come home every other weekend typically. We have big family dinners. And so Zoom is allowing us to continue to have connection. It's not the same because I'm a hugger and I like to hug. And I like to see, you know, people like face to face, but it's a good substitute. And if we didn't have this, where would we be, right? Yeah. So on that note, it's a nice segue into my next question for you. What are you grateful for right now?
I am so grateful for so many things, but I think above all, it would be the relationships that I have, and have strived to build over the years with everybody from my immediate family to my extended family, to my friends and to my family. It's really been, and to my clients. It's really been a time of connection, a time of being very transparent and vulnerable. And yeah, it's just wonderful to know that every day, you know, I hear some people, you know, communicate that they're so bored, and that certainly has not been my experience through this at all. I'm very busy filling my buckets and reaching out to someone different every day, whether it's showing some gratitude to someone, or a little card, or a little gift, or I've been baking bread every day, and every day someone else gets a different loaf of bread.
Nice.
Because if I eat it all, I'll never get out of the house. And
I know the comfort eating thing is alive and well in many households. Not this one.
Yeah, I think that innate sense. This comes from my mom and my grandmother. They were both that Dutch ancestry where they both, they baked and they cooked, and it just, you know,
it's comfort. Absolutely.
One loaf of bread always, and a cup of tea made everything better.
Oh yes, yeah. Certainly, it certainly did in the moment. Like, yeah, I'm totally craving a fresh hot loaf of bread now. But anyway. I love that you're showing this the same resiliency, right? That, you know, the story that you shared at the beginning about your daughter and the resiliency that you displayed through all of that, and the growth that you experienced. And now during these times, like, you're in that same place of growth. You're learning. You're taking this opportunity to learn new things as well, and self-care and so on. So I just think that's all just very inspirational for all of us women out there. And, you know, most of all, I love your message around, like, take care of yourself, do what you need to do to fill your own cup right now, and be kind to yourself, because we can be so hard on ourselves. This is not the time for that. And I love this whole, like, this is also the time to rise up with your female friends, right? In your own communities, your own peer circles, business circles, and so on. I think for women right now to really show up to support each other is also really powerful and really important. So thank you on that note for being here with me today and sharing all of your wisdom and your faith and your journey with all of us, so that we can learn and grow alongside you.
Thank you for having me, Shelley. It's been a pleasure as always.
It always is. We need to do this more often, definitely. So with that, we will see all of you on social media, I'm guessing, and through our text messages and phone calls and emails and so on, as we continue to provide you with some value as well, we hope, during this time, while our businesses and worlds are shifting and changing our lives and so on. Yeah, it's just nice to be together with all of you as well in community, and share these kinds of conversations. So thank you for being with Amy and I this morning, and we will see you again soon.